Shalom, this is Yair Davidiy speaking to you from the land of Israel. I represent Brit-Am Hebrew awareness. We find the lost 10 tribes to be amongst Western peoples. Originally there were 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel divided into two different sections. The northern section comprised 10 tribes. These 10 tribes were taken by the Assyrians altogether, exiled and lost consciousness of their ancestry. But nevertheless, physically they remain together in one grouping overall, and in the course of time they migrated and they converged in the West, in Western Europe, and other places that developed from Western Europe, and that is where the 10 tribes are to be found today. That is where the 10 tribes are. They do not know who they are on the whole, but physically they are there, and in the end times this will be made known to them. We're getting close to the end times, and eventually they will be reconciled with Judah. But until then, they have not done so. They are separate, and that's what the Bible tells us. The Bible explains that the 10 tribes were alone in their own kingdom in the north, and the Assyrians conquered them. The Assyrians conquered them and took all of them away. 2 Kings 17 verse 23 says, "Until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets, so Israel was carried away from their own land to Assyria as it is today." Only the kingdom of Judah, that is the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, remained. Later, the kingdom of Judah also was conquered. They were conquered by the Babylonians. The Babylonians took them into exile, took them to Babylon. But after 70 years, they allowed them to return. They allowed the exiles of Judah to return to Judea. They began to do so. And the names of those returning are given in the books of Ezra, Nehemiah, and the book of Chronicles. And these books speak of the Jews returning, giving their names, their families, and their tribes. None of the 10 tribes are present. Maimonides, 1194 to 1270, spoke of this in his book of Redemption. We have quoted him at length in an article on our website. Maimonides points out that even though amongst the Jews there were small minorities, representative minorities of all of the tribes, that is, within Judah, a small number of refugees, and others who somehow or other had come from the 10 tribes and settled in Judah, their names are not given in the census. Why are their names not given in the census? So Maimonides shows from the Bible that their names are not given in the census because that they were not tribally represented. Their tribal representation was with their brothers in exile. Their brothers went into exile because they had a task to fulfill in exile. That is where the tribal expression was to take place. Therefore, they are not mentioned, and they are not mentioned. And they were separated, and they remain separate. And they will remain separate according to the Bible until the end times. Isaiah 11:12 speaks of this. Isaiah says, "And you'll set up a sign for the nations, and you shall set up an ensign," that is a flag, some type of a symbol for the nations, "and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth." Again, "and ye shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth." Malbim, famous commentator in the court known as Malbim, 1806 to 1879, he quotes this verse, Isaiah 11:12, and he says, the Jews were dispersed and scattered. The Jews were scattered all over the earth. They will need to be gathered together. Israel, that is meaning the 10 tribes, on the other hand, were not scattered. They're only cast out, but physically they remain together in concrete bodies. They will not need to be gathered together, only assembled and brought in the end times. And the Midrashim repeats this, and other sources repeat this, that the Jews were separate from the 10 tribes, and they were destined to be separate from the 10 tribes. In the end times they will reunite, but until then, they will be different peoples. Thank you. May the Lord God of Israel bless you.